And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Atlanta Motor Speedway as we get ready here for chase race number 1 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. The chase is on here. 14 drivers are locked into this chase, and only one of them is going to be the champion at the end of this 10-week chase for the championship, as on the point is going to be a championship contender. Alongside of him, actually another championship contender. Just like in our Mobil1 Cup Series race, we have the front row consisting of chase drivers here. Ian Dutta, who has dominated the point standings the majority of this season. He is on point here, trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season. He comes in tied with his future teammate, Chris Washer, for the points lead right now, as the both of them are 2-time winners this season with 1,010 points apiece in the new chase format. Alongside of Ian Dutta is another 2-time winner, Harrison Langford, although he got in via wildcard spot number 1, so he's actually 11th in the point standings. But both these drivers looking for their 3rd win of the season in their rookie season as they try and make their way towards their very first ever Snickers Cup Series championship. We're getting ready for the run of the Advocare 500. Let's talk about some of the drivers also that these two are going to have to be battling against here in today's event. The rest of the chasers that are in competition for this championship include, as we said, Chris Washer, Joshua Collard, who lines up in 9th place there, Bob Jones, who I believe is lining up in the 11th position. Noah Hart is also in this. I'm trying to find his machine, and I think I see him. He's back mid-pack there. Anthony McCurry, his teammate, is also in this, and McCurry must be starting way near the rear of the field because I don't see him up near the front. I think I see him there. I think he's actually starting quite possibly in 38th place, if I'm correct on that. Also in this, our Daytona 500 winner, Charles Sanford, is in this field. He's rolling off from 8th place. Sean Henley, he's in the chase, a former Snickers Cup Series champion. I cannot see where the 25 is starting. We'll see if we can find him when they're under the pace lap. Jacob Lawler, he's in this chase, as he is somewhere in this field. I think he must be starting close towards the rear of the field too, because I cannot find his machine. Also, Danny Wells starting 5th here today. He's in the chase, as well as we documented Harrison Langford. Andrea Erickson gets in via the 2nd wildcard spot. She rolls off from 12th today. John Cittadino, her teammate from Sega Motorsports, rolling off mid-pack there. You can see him. Oh, there's Jacob Lawler. Actually, there they are, the 11 and the 72 on the outside line there, starting one behind the other. And Dylan Pote gets the final spot in this season's chase for the championship. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's his machine starting off behind Jake Cole there. That's back around where John Cittadino and Jacob Lawler are. I would say that's somewhere around maybe the mid-20s in this starting lineup. But you know what? Enough talk. Let's get these cars rolling off. Let's get this race underway as we're getting ready to go under green in the Advocare 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Starting this race off at dusk, we will end it under the lights at night. And as the cooler conditions start to creep in, more grip will be gained, and we may end up seeing some really good battling for the victory here in this event. One driver we should keep an eye on. He is a chaser in the Mobil1 Cup Series, and he's the first chaser this season during the chase to go to victory lane. Bob Jones won the Mobil1 Cup Series race here last night. He starts off from the 11th position in this evening's event. Bob Jones has 1 win this season. He'd love to pick up a 2nd. Could Bob Jones go 2 for 3 here this race weekend and put himself right up there atop the standings as far as the chase hunt is concerned? Let's find out where a couple of those drivers we couldn't see where they're starting. Anthony McCurry, there he is. Yeah, he's starting back in, that's 36th place. Sean Henley doing it all the way from dead last. And there is Noah Hart in the inside line, just a few rows ahead of his teammate in the 61. But it's time to go green. We got to move up to Ian Dutta. Pace car peels off. We're ready to go under the green flag here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 49 laps of racing. First chase race is underway here. Ian Dutta trying to pick up where he left off during the regular season, and that's dominate the chase if he can. He's out in front now. The Hunt Brothers Pizza Chevrolet out of Stewart Haas Racing takes the top position. Kyle Matthews now looking for 2nd underneath of Harrison Langford, and there's Danny Wells right there as well in that 31 machine. Joshua Collard is up here. A number of chasers starting up near the front of the field. Bob Jones can be added to that list, as well as Charles Sanford, who got kicked into the middle groove there, and now he's starting to free fall back towards the rear of the field. Already they're starting to get really racy behind the leader Ian Dutta. Ralph Mason has moved into second, but here comes a 3-wide situation. His Kyotech teammate James Silverfox makes it 3 wide. He'll go to second, Collard to third, and now Langford bringing Jake Rogers in a 3-wide situation as they go underneath Langford's teammate Joshua Collard. Things getting really dicey up here. As a couple more chasers look like they're starting to work their way to the front. Rookie Andrea Erickson, the 42, and second in points, well actually tied for the points lead, Chris Washer, as Ian Dutta got kicked up to the high side by James Silverfox. This is a battle for the points lead here. The 10 is now bypassed the 66. There's your new points leader, at least for now, the 10 of Chris Washer. And just up ahead of him, battling for second, Pichu London has it, but now give it over to Sean Galligan, who just barely missed out on making the Snickers Cup Series Chase due to a poor run last week at Kansas. So Galligan now just out there trying to go for wins. He is battling for the Mobil1 Cup Series Championship, as now Chris Washer will move by him, and he's bringing along his Everham Mayonnaise Racing teammate Drew Austin in the 9 machine. This all going on behind the Fanta Audi. Kyotech Racing of James Silverfox. Last week, 2 of the Kyotech Audis ended up making their way into the chase. How would it be for them in the following week to have another Kyotech Audi go to victory lane? Already this season, McCurry and Noah Hart have gone to victory lane. James Silverfox trying to become the 3rd Audi to get to victory lane here in the Snickers Cup Series, as he's got himself quite a nice gap between himself and the 2 teammates, the 9 and the 10 of Austin and Chris Washer, and now Andrea Erickson. Look at this. Just barely made it into the chase last week. Now she's trying to do something. And look who's coming into the fray as well. Noah Hart there, one of the Kyotech Audis that is in the chase. He's up here now battling with Andrea Erickson and Chris Washer. That's 3 chasers right there. The 10, the 42, and the 47 battling for second place. Things getting really dicey here. Let's find a couple more of our chasers that started closer near the rear of the field. How about Anthony McCurry? There he is with Sean Henley. The 2 of them starting to pick up ground. And Charles Jackson just got turned on the back straightaway. Did he save it though? He did, but he got collected with John Cittadino. Is the caution out? No caution. John Cittadino, one of the chasers this season, and Charles Jackson, the defending champion. They are collected in some incident here that happened off of turn 2. There you see the skid marks, but we're still green flag racing as there's a smoke screen on the back straightaway. That could cause some visibility problems for these drivers. As Silverfox leads, and look here, look who's coming. Joshua Michaels, who had a great run in the Mobil1 Cup Series race here last night, and now the yellow flag is out. Caution's waving here for the first time here tonight. Did we have someone else happen? Yes, chaser again. This time Anthony McCurry and another chaser in Dylan Poteet. In the first 9 laps of this race, 3 of chasers have been involved in incidents here. Poteet, McCurry, and John Cittadino. And the caution flag is waving now. As Silverfox, it looks like they're going to come down, make some pit stops here on lap 9. But 3 chasers already in trouble. The Chevrolets of Poteet and Cittadino, the Audi of Anthony McCurry, and our defending champ Charles Jackson involved in this as well. 2 separate incidents taking place, both I believe in the same area off of turn 2. As we're watching the pit stop on the number 41 of James Silverfox, let's see if they can get him out ahead of time of everybody else. And I saw some right side damage on the Cole Dally machine. That may have been from getting the wall off of 2, I don't know. As everybody pulls into their pit stalls, Silverfox is leaving. He gets held up there behind Kyle Matthews. That could be a problem for him coming off pit road. Is anybody going to beat him off? Wait a minute, Drew Austin's trying to, and I think he did. The 9 car of Drew Austin is going to beat Silverfox off pit road. Then it'll be Collard. Contact between Erickson and Nick Barney on pit road. And then I believe it was Joshua Michaels 4th off pit road with a drag race between Joshua Michaels and Andrea Erickson. I'm not certain who exactly got it. It might have been Erickson. But Erickson got a little bit of damage there after some contact with Nick Barney coming off pit road. But Drew Austin's the leader under yellow. Let's look back at a replay of the 2 wrecks that happened. One not bringing out the caution, and the second one bringing out the caution. 3 chasers involved out of the 4 drivers involved in those 2 wrecks. And this kind of involved another chaser as well. Danny Wells getting extremely high up there in turn 2. Charles Jackson going to make some contact with him, and there's, you see, Cittadino had absolutely nowhere for him to be able to go. He makes contact with the 19. Let's see just exactly how much damage both these drivers get as they slide down towards the inside safer barrier. Jackson gets the wall there. Cittadino. Oh, yeah, he's just barely going to pancake the left front of his Expedex machine, and he's able to drive away. Charles Jackson there, you see, has damage on both, I believe, the left and right side of his Best Buy Dodge, and also some rear end damage as well on his machine. So that did not bring out a yellow flag. I believe the next incident takes place the following lap. And this one here is Anthony McCrory making his second straight Snickers Cup Series chase with Audi. Oh, contact up ahead between Daniel Day and Mary Cole. Andrea Erickson got a little bit of that as well. And then there you see McCrory. You couldn't really see the incident, but Langford's going to turn the 61. Mary Cole and Daniel Day hit each other one more time, and then does McCrory come back up into traffic and collect Poteet? Oh no, Poteet gets spun out further back there. We got to go to a different camera angle because we were not really able to see how McCrory spun. Then we got to see how Poteet spun. Alright, here we go. So we had Mary Cole and Daniel Day involved as well. We'll look further at that incident as well up ahead. There you see it. Yeah, McCrory just kind of comes down off the nose of Langford. So that's another chaser and Harrison Langford involved. And, oh, McCrory going to nose it into the fence there. And then Poteet. Did Poteet get help or did he just lose it? There's the 78 machine. And, oh, he did get help. 78 getting a little help there from the 87 of Ralph Mason. Hooks him right there. Richard Johnson nearly got clipped. And Poteet almost kind of doing what Tanner Sullivan did in the Mobil1 Cup Series race yesterday, except for the fact that Poteet apparently was a lot harder, and it caused his car to spin around. He pancaked the driver's side of that machine. There you see just ahead McCrory. And let's find Mary Cole and Daniel Day. How did the two of them get together? I think it was something to do with Pichu London and Sean Henley. From what I saw. Well, no. It was Andrea Erickson, the 42. She comes down into Mary Cole after she took turn 2 really wide. And then Mary Cole goes down into Daniel Day. The contact I saw between Pichu London and Sean Henley actually was the two of them trying to find a way to get through the smoke that had been caused by the 18 to 24. There you see them slide into each other. And boy, tough break there for them, but those two aren't battling it out for the chase. McCrory and Poteet are. So we had like 3 separate incidents on that one area off of 2 take place there. One lap after the incident between Charles Jackson and John Cittadino. So that is what brings out the yellow flag. Quite a number of drivers with some rather significant damage, and those two right there are guys we're going to have to keep tabs on. I don't know if they're going to be able to continue or not. Hopefully they will, because this is the first chase race, and certainly they don't want to be put behind the 8 ball with having to retire here in the very first chase race. We're also going to have to document just exactly how bad the damage is on John Cittadino's 72 as we head back now for the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Drew Austin is the leader after his team had a lightning fast pit stop and got him out ahead of James Silverfox. I don't know if it was that Austin's team had a better pit stop or if Silverfox got held up behind traffic, because I know he was held up behind Kyle Matthews for a moment there. But nonetheless, Austin, first off pit road, restarts leader, Silverfox in second. Josh Collett, currently the highest running chaser. He's in third. Right behind him, though, is another chaser in Noah Hart, and right behind him is another chaser in Andrea Erickson in 5th position. 6th is Josh O'Michaels. Nick Barney is in 7th. 8th place, Bob Jones, another chaser there, and then also Chris Washer in 9th, and Sean Galligan is in 10th. Let's find the rest of our chasers in this field. Sean Henley started this race dead last. He's up to 15th place right now. Good run for him. Harrison Langford, he's currently in 18th. Moving further back, Danny Wells, we saw him get really high off of turn 2 that one point. Got a little bit of damage there on the rear of his number 31, but he's in 23rd. Jacob Lawler is in 24th. Moving further back, we have to find Charles Samper in 33rd. Ian Dunn of the Polster all the way back in 35th. 37th, John Cittadino. Dylan Poteet's in 39th. And Anthony McCrory is the last chaser and the last driver on track in 42nd place. So all of our chasers involved are continuing on, damaged or otherwise. Green flag is back out here on lap 13 of 49 here at Atlanta. As you can see now, the lights have been engaged here. And we are getting ready to go nighttime racing here at Atlanta. And James Silverfox, wants to go right back to where he's been all evening long. He wants to go back out in front, and he's got Noah Hart, his teammate for Kyle Tech, right behind him, battling side by side for third with Joshua Collard. Now Joshua Michaels makes a move 3 wide underneath Noah Hart. He makes it stick, it looks like, but it's all going on behind the new leader, James Silverfox in the 41. Andrea Erickson way up high there, side by side with Nick Barney. I almost thought maybe something might happen there. Remember, those two made contact coming off pit road on our first pit stops. As Chris Washer moves himself up to second now. Galligan looking for third, and here come a couple drivers we haven't talked about yet tonight. Levi McIntyre in the 17 and Trent Dunham in the 1. As McIntyre going to go 3 wide, Trent Dunham thought about 4 wide in the middle of 1 and 2. That would have been a very poor decision on the part of the Sun Chip Chevy. Thinks better of it though, and now he's going to go double wide with Levi McIntyre for second. There's Bob Jones, our winner from the Mobil1 Cup Series race last night. He's trying to go 2 for 3 this race weekend, and 2 for 3 in series that he is battling for the championship in. How significant is the damage on those chasers? Let's find out. Oh, one driver heading pit road, Kyle Corbett. Unscheduled stop for the 56 machine. There's McCurry off the pace. Charles Jackson looks like he's starting to lose the draft, but Dylan Poteet, who was spun out there, looks like he is actually still up to speed. He's bypassing a number of drivers here. Austin LaPlante, Michael Norman. He's got Ian Dutta right behind him. Danny Wells just ahead of him. Now he's passing Charles Sanford, another chaser there, and just up ahead is Jacob Lawler and John Cittadino, who appears to still be up to speed as well in that 72 machine. So the one driver that could be in jeopardy right now is this guy, Anthony McCurry. He's got to hope for a caution flag soon. And now Kyle Corbett is leaving pit road. I wonder what exactly happened on the 56 machine. As Cody Lamas, his teammate, is going to go to the point now, bypassing James Silverfox. First time tonight the 15's been out in front. And now look at the Red Bull cars up here. We talked about Joshua Michaels, but his teammate Dougie Shears now going underneath of Silverfox for third. And there's Pichu London, a former Mobil1 Cup Series champ. He's up here now in the second position, about to lose that spot to Dougie Shears. All going on right now behind the Duck Dynasty Toyota out of Michael Waltrip Racing of Cody Lamas. And if I'm not mistaken, our Pocono race winner, James McLeod, is up here now. There he is, right behind the Harrison Langford machine. So we're starting to see some new faces popping up here inside the top 10. As Cody Lamas has his fellow Toyota right behind him in Dougie Shears. Not a teammate though, two entirely different teams, but they're both the same manufacturer. How about this guy? I've been really impressed right now with a former champion, Sean Henley. He's actually got his teammate, Sean Galligan, helping him there. Henley started this race in dead last, and he's up here now inside the top, well, he was inside the top 10. He's about to lose, I believe, the 11th position now to Sean Galligan, his teammate. But Henley's done a tremendous job picking his way through the field and keeping himself up here in contention. He was one of those drivers that you really didn't look at it making the chase, but by the time we got to Kansas, he was in the running, and he mathematically made the top 10 in points as Bob Jones goes underneath him. That's for position. Now he's going to try and go underneath of Silverfox as well. As up ahead, we got another battle going on here for second. Levi McIntyre now looking all over Pichu London. Actually, that's not for second. That's for fourth. This is the battle for the lead. Harrison Langford all over the back bumper of Cody Lamas. Langford's last victory was at Champs-Élysées, where he was able to beat out his teammate Joshua Collard and pick up his second win of the season. Started this race in second place, now looking for the lead off of Cody Lamas. We know Cody Lamas is pretty good at this track. He got the pole position for yesterday's Mobil1 Cup Series event. And now here comes James McLeod. Twinix Racing doing pretty well here tonight. We saw Henley and Galligan up there just outside the top 10. McLeod having a good run right now in the third position. The only other driver that we're missing is Dylan Poteet, who we saw was trying to make some strides towards the front. He's currently running back here in the 38th position at the current moment. And how about the pole sitter, Ian Dutta, all the way back right now in 39th place after starting up at the front. We know he got shuffled towards the back after being caught in the extreme high line under our first green flag run, but this is not the kind of oomph we expected to see out of his machine. Of course, he could be just laying back. There's still quite a ways to go in this event. Anthony McCurry is in turn 3. The field is coming out of turn 2. They will probably encounter Anthony McCurry. Now McCurry, what he's doing right now, he's basically staying out in case more drivers get involved in wrecks during the course of this evening. Those are points positions he could pick up during the course of this race. Every point could matter when it comes down to the season finale at Zenjoltis. So McCurry, whether he has a damaged race car or not, he wants to get as many points as he can towards the championship. As Cody Lamas back to the point. Harrison Langford back in second. McLeod in third. It's actually a lot of gaps between the top 5 right now. Back to Pete London, and then a good 3-way battle for 6th. Dunham, Silver Fox, and Richard Johnson. As I believe they're about to encounter the Anthony McCurry machine in just a moment. He's coming out of 2 now. There's the field right behind him. But with them being as spread out as they are right now, between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they shouldn't have too much trouble getting around Anthony McCurry. McCurry's hoping and praying for a caution, and there it is! There is the caution! Wow! Talk about timing. McCurry will stay on the lead lap. Caution flag waits for the 2nd time here tonight at Atlanta. And as we near these type of races, we always think now, was it any chasers? Is there smoke again off of 2 onto the back straightaway? And this time, looks like Sean Galligan may have been involved in whatever this was. And Dylan Schwallenberg, our winner from Talladega, and the chaser was involved. Bob Jones, the winner in the Mobil1 Cup Series event here last night, is involved here tonight in the Snickers Cup Series event. Oh boy. Pit stops taking place. Cody Lamas coming down with Langford and James McLeod. Dougie Shears, Richard Johnson, Jake Cole, Mason, Atkins, Daly, Hart, LaPlante, Poteet, Lawler, Young, and Kyle Matthews all stay out, as well as the lap machine of Kyle Corbett. Interesting strategy there. These drivers last came down pit road somewhere around lap 10, I believe it was. Lap 9 or 10. And there is McCurry, that lucky son of a gun. Gets that caution flag when he needed it. Oh, contact between the 2 Tweenix teammates of McLeod and Galligan there coming off pit road. Oh, and now contact between some chasers. McCurry got into Henley. Oh boy, boy, pit road is treacherous as the racetrack is, but Cody Lama's team gets him off pit road first. He won't be the leader though. The leader, I believe, is going to be Dougie Shears, as he decided not to come to pit road unless they're going to pit this lap. Let's find out real quickly here. Well, we're not going to find out just yet. Is Dougie Shears going to come down 1 lap later, or are these drivers actually going to stay out here under this yellow? Well, here we go. Jake Cole, Ralph Mason, they may have been trying to stay out to lead a lap or something, but they are going to come to pit road now. Is anybody else coming? LaPlante's coming, Poteet, Young. They're going to come to pit road. But Dougie Shears and Richard Johnson still decide to stay out, along with Atkins, Daly, and Noah Hart, a chaser, decides to roll the dice and stay out to restart this race in the 5th position. Interesting strategy by the Kyotech Audi. We'll see if it works out for him. Oh, Dylan Poteet did stay out. And so did another chaser in Jacob Lawler. I thought Poteet was coming to pit road. It looked like he was indicating he was coming to pit road, but he didn't. Caution's out. Let's see what happened. Couple of chasers involved in this one, it looks like. Bob Jones, namely, in the 27. And this was another incident coming out of turn number 2. Watch Bob Jones, and right behind him, Sean Galligan. I think these two are the 2 that are going to start this wreck, as Bob Jones appears to get somewhat tight off the corner. Oh, James Silverfox and Trent Dunham really not giving each other a whole lot of room. Dunham, I believe, gets the wall. He then turns Silverfox around, and that's how that whole thing started. Galligan just barely gets clipped by Dunham. Bob Jones gets sent down into the inside retaining wall. And there was another driver involved, Dylan Schwallenberg, in the 20 car. There he is. Alright, he's going to avoid Bob Jones. Who does he hit? Oh, Galligan. Oh, he comes back up right in front of him. And that's how Schwallenberg gets his damage. He just nailed the rear end of that 44 machine of Galligan, who came back up the racetrack in turn 3. And there you see up ahead, Silverfox holding up a lot more drivers. So wonder more drivers weren't involved in this. There you see Joshua Collard actually scraping the wall out of 4. They were 4 wide coming to the line back here with Collard, Hart, Silver Fox, Rogers, Danny Wells, and several others. It's a wonder they did not wreck coming to that caution flag. Wow. But that is what brought out the yellow. Trent Dunham and James Silverfox not given much room off of 2. Sean Galligan, Bob Jones get collected, and then Dylan Schwallenberg runs into the 44 of Galligan, who slid back up the track in turn 3. Let's head back now for the restart. So far, we've had 4 chasers in trouble here during the course of this evening's events at Atlanta. Getting ready to go back to green. It'll be on lap 31 of 49, giving us a total of 19 laps to go here tonight in Atlanta. Dougie Shears leads the way. 2-time winner last season, still looking for his first win of this season. Richard Johnson lines up in 2nd. Megan Atkins in 3rd. 4th place is Cole Daly. And 5th place is our highest running chaser at the current moment, Noah Hart. He's got a couple more chasers behind him. Dylan Poteet in 6th. And 7th place Jacob Lawler. These drivers did not pit under that caution flag. Apparently they think that track position is more important than being down pit road with that fresh rubber. Kyle Matthews lines up behind them in 8th place. And then the first of the drivers who actually pitted was Cody Lamas. He'll restart in 9th with Harrison Langford in 10th. Where's the rest of our chasers? Sean Henley, he's in 14th. Chris Washer, he is in 18th. Danny Wells, 21st. Joshua Collard in 23rd. Sanford in 24th. Andrea Erickson runs 26th place. Citadino's in 29th. Ian Dutta in 31st. Anthony McCrory still on track, still on the lead lap. He's 33rd. And then I believe Bob Jones has taken his car back behind the wall. What a tough break for Bob Jones. Won the first chase race, the Mobil1 Cup Series, last night here at Atlanta, and he will not win here tonight in the Snickers Cup Series event. Sean Galligan, Kyle Corbett, 2 lap machines there on the inside line. That could be a problem for these drivers. Don't know. We'll find out. As also out of the race are the cars of Dylan Schwallenberg, and they're also saying Pichu London is a lap down. Where's the 14? I did not see Pichu get involved in anything. They're saying he's out of the race. I don't know what happened to him. And here comes Dougie Shears and all those drivers who did not pit the last lap. They're going to pay a heavy price now. And a couple of chasers are in this. Noah Hart, Dylan Poteet, and Jacob Lawler. They need a caution. They need a caution. Will they get one? It doesn't look like it. They gotta hope these drivers can't make it the rest of the way, but I think they can. Battle for the lead now. James McLeod going underneath Harrison Langford. Michael Norman. Where's that 3-car come from? All of a sudden, he's up here in the top 5. We have not talked about that WWE Walking Dead Chevy all evening long. And now here he is, right up in the thick of it, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. His first win this season came back at, I believe it was Spartan. Levi McIntyre right up here in the hunt. And here comes Drew Austin in the 9 machine. He's going to go 3 wide for 3rd with Cody Lamas and Levi McIntyre. How about Jake Rogers in the 22? Won the race back at Rockingham, UK. We haven't really seen much of him since. And what a great run he's having right now, currently in the 7th position. And talk about comebacks. Our first caution came out for an incident after John Citadino and Charles Jackson got together the lap before. Citadino has battled his way back now. He's up in the 9th position. And how about Ian Dutta? Remember we were wondering, was he laying back? I guess so. He's up in the 14th position right now with Charles Sanford, the Daytona 500 winner, right behind him. Sean Henley continuing to have a good run, and there's actually Charles Jackson, the driver that had a lot of damage when he got involved with John Citadino. He's up here now in the 22nd position at the current moment. As further up front, let's see if anything's going on. Oh, caution's out again. And were these guys ahead of the leaders? The leader is Jake Rogers. I gotta find out here. Are they a lap down? Oh, they are. Yes. Noah Hart, Jacob Lawler and company, they are a lap down. And Jake Rogers is the leader under the yellow flag. Who is this yellow for? It may have been for Galligan again. I don't know. McCrory is off the pace. I don't know if it was him, though. I can't tell who it was. I'm almost wondering if it might have been Galligan again. Caution flags out, and here comes Jake Rogers and company to pit road. Now, here's an interesting thought. Could Dylan Poteet, Jacob Lawler, and Noah Hart not pit this time, and cycle around ahead of the leaders. Looks like that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to be on the tail end of the lead lap now. Boy, this is really going to shake things up, as we're going to have, I believe, less than 10 to go when we get back to green flag racing. Oh, contact there between some chasers. Harrison Langford and Danny Wells on pit road. They keep it going, though, and Jake Rogers first off of pit road. I don't think anybody stayed out this lap. That is still up at the front. Well, nope, I'm wrong. I am wrong. Levi McIntyre stayed out. Austin LaPlante stayed out. Ralph Mason, Jake Cole, and Dylan Young. They all stayed out. They're the top 5. Now, will they pit this lap? I don't know. But caution flag's out anyway. Let's find out what that caution actually came out for. And it was indeed out again for Sean Galligan in the 44 machine. Watch right here. Cole Daly running the high line to get around the slower lap machine of Sean. Sean's going to slide up off the corner and just kind of block the 88. Daly was going to pass the 44 cleanly. I don't know if the 44 didn't know the 88 was coming or what, but he just completely blocked off Cole Daly's opportunity to get around him. And Cole Daly slides down into the inside retaining wall. That's what brought out the caution for the 3rd time here this evening. No chasers involved, but that's a tough break for Cole Daly, who's been dropping very heavily through the point stands in the last couple of weeks. Was looking for a good run here tonight, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And we nearly had Anthony McCrory involved in that as well. He was right behind that incident. So that's what brings out the yellow. Let's head back now, see how many laps we're going to have left to finish out this evening's race here at Atlanta. Green flag is going to come back out here with 10 laps to go. It'll be lap 40 when the green flag comes back out. We'll have 10 laps remaining in this evening's event. Levi McIntyre rolling the dice, deciding not to pit. He'll restart as the leader. Lap machine of Kyle Corbett between himself and now second place driver Austin LaPlante. Ralph Mason runs in 3rd, Jake Cole's in 4th, and Dylan Young is in 5th place. Then you've got some lap machines of Sean Galligan, Richard Johnson, Dougie Shears, Megan Atkins, Cole Daly, Noah Hart, Jacob Lawler, Dylan Pochin, and Kyle Matthews before you get back to 6th place driver Jake Rogers in the 22. Chris Washer, he's in 7th. 8th is his teammate Drew Austin, Joshua Michaels 9th, and Ian Dutta now has cracked back into the top 10. The pole sitter back up there in the hunt. Langford, he's in 11th. Looking further back, John Cittadino, he is in 16th. Sean Henley, he is in 19th. Collard in 20th. Sanford is in 22nd, 23rd, Andrea Erickson. How about Anthony McCurry? How about this guy? 24th right now with a damaged race car and everything. Danny Wells in 27th, and he is the last chaser on the lead lap. I don't believe anybody retired out of the race after that incident, but we have a number of chasers trapped a lap down, and now we got a number of drivers who decided not to pit under that caution. Are they going to be able to make it the rest of the way? We'll find out. Green flag back out. McIntyre going to use that lap machine of Kyle Corbett to open up quite a bit of distance between himself and Austin LaPlante. That 17 car went to victory lane 2 times last season with Dougie Shears behind the wheel. McIntyre has a Truck Series win this season at Thornton, but that's the only win he has in the NNSCRA, as now LaPlante is going to be able to clear Kyle Corbett. The lap machine, Jake Cole now trying to do the same as he's in 3rd. Ralph Mason got caught on the high side. He's going to lose 4th place now to Dylan Young, before he can then tuck back in line in the 5th position. Top 3 have broken free of the lap machine of Kyle Corbett. Now make it the top 4 as Dylan Young goes the inside of the 56. LaPlante now trying to run down Levi McIntyre. Jake Cole trying to do the same. Hitting the stripe this time. There's going to be 8 laps to go here at Atlanta. Can these drivers up here at the front make it the rest of the way? I think they can, but I don't know. We'll find out. Levi McIntyre trying to pick up a win here as a rookie in that 17 team. And here comes Jake Cole. Battle for 2nd between himself and Austin LaPlante. The 39 out of Stewart Haas Racing, the 48 out of Hendrick Motorsports. And Kyle Corbett appears to still be up to speed. He's now actually going underneath of the 4th place machine of Dylan Young. Things have really broken up here, though. A lot of lap machines between 5th place Ralph Mason and 6th place Jake Rogers, if he's even still in 6th. Let's see where Jake is. No, he's not in 6th anymore. He's all the way back to 18th. Who's up there in 6th place right now? Might be Drew Austin. It is. Drew Austin picking his way through lap traffic. Got around Kyle Matthews, Cole Daly, Noah Hart now trying to catch up there to Megan Atkins. He's actually not too far behind the 5th place driver of Dylan Young. So Austin, if he can get good enough run here in these closing stages, he could be up inside the top 5. As up ahead, Jake Cole trying to run down Levi McIntyre. Kyle Corbett, the lap machine, right behind him. And then another lap machine there in Dougie Shears, and another lap machine in Richard Johnson between 2nd place and 3rd place driver Austin LaPlante, who's got Ralph Mason and Dylan Young right behind him. And Jake Cole now gets moved up to the high side. Now put 2 lap machines between Levi McIntyre and Jake Cole. Boy, Jake Cole's got to hope for something to happen here, but right now Levi McIntyre's got everything going his way. Now it's going to be a battle between 2 Toyotas that are, I believe, battling for position. Kyle Corbett and Dougie Shears. That's going on just ahead of Jake Cole. This is good news for Levi McIntyre at the current moment. But wait a minute, Dougie Shears. Is he going to get to the inside and try and get back on the tail end of the lead lap underneath Levi McIntyre? Yes, he is. This could be trouble. If that inside line opens up and Jake Cole is able to capitalize, he may be able to get around McIntyre. But now Corbett hits pit road. The gap remains between Levi McIntyre and Jake Cole. Jake Cole's got 3 more laps to close it up. But right now, Levi McIntyre kind of able to use the aerodynamic draft off of Dougie Shears to keep the distance between himself and the 39. Oh, wait a minute, is McIntyre going to pit? It looks like he's coming to pit road. Yes, he is! Levi McIntyre has to come to pit road. He may be out of fuel. And that turns the lead over now to Jake Cole with 2 to go. Now the question is, can Jake Cole make it the rest of the way? The driver in the catbird seat right now could be Drew Austin in the 9 because he pitted under that last caution. Jake Cole did not. Oh, Jake Cole may end up having to finish this race on fumes if he tries to stay out here and lead this final lap. Here we go. Jake Cole, he will stay out. He's going to try and make it. White flag displayed for the Altel Chevrolet of Jake Cole. Just a handful of weeks ago, Jake Cole just barely missed out on winning at Pocono to James McLeod. He doesn't want to have something like that happen again here tonight at Atlanta. Can he make it? He's got Richard Johnson between himself and Drew Austin right now in 2nd, as here he comes off turn 4 for the final time. He's going to do it. Jake Cole's going to finally capitalize and he'll pick up his first win of the season. Jake Cole wins the Advocare 500 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I think we can put a little disclaimer on there. He probably won this race on fumes. He was a former chaser last season. He was nowhere near making the chase this season, but he'll be a winner this season nonetheless. He wins here today, or tonight, at Atlanta. That's actually Stewart-Haas Racing's 3rd win of the season, but it's the first time with a driver other than Ian Dutta here in Season 7. What a victory for Jake Cole, and sweet, sweet redemption for just missing the win at Pocono a couple of weeks ago. Man, I thought Drew Austin was in the best position right there because we knew he could make it the rest of the way on fuel, and Jake Cole, I believe, was on the same strategy as Levi McIntyre. McIntyre could not make it. But tremendous job, tremendous fuel strategy by Jake Cole and that 39 team. His first win of Season 7. Drew Austin gets 2nd, 3rd place Cody Lamas, Dylan Young in 4th. I believe Dylan Young actually, and Ralph Mason who gets 5th. The 39, 2, and 87. Fuel strategy works for them. They get top 5s here tonight. James McLeod in 6th. Highest finishing chaser this evening is going to be Harrison Langford. Started 2nd, finishes 7th. Ian Dutta going to get 8th. And John Cittadino, what a comeback for that driver. 9th place here tonight for the 72. So chasers finished 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then Joshua Michaels' good run in the Mobil1 Cup Series race last night comes away with a top 10 here tonight in the Snickers Cup Series event. Let's find the rest of our chasers. Where'd they finish? Sean Henley started dead last, finishes 13th tonight. Great run for him. The Daytona 500 winner and chasers Charles Sanford finishes 14th. Chris Washer's going to finish the evening in 16th. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Charles Jackson, he finished in 17th place after he had that damaged race car earlier on. Got involved with John Cittadino. Both Cittadino and Jackson, great comeback finishes for the two of them. There you got Andrea Erickson. She finishes in 19th. and Joshua Collard finishes in 20th. Looking further down, Danny Wells, Damaged Machine, in 23rd is where he'll finish. Anthony McCrory finishes on the lead lap, even with a damaged race car, in 27th place. Talk about making the most of a situation. He picked up some valuable spots there in points. As we look further down through the running order, a lot of these drivers really had trouble as far as pit strategy tonight. Noah Hart, 32nd. Dylan Poteet, 33rd. Jacob Lawler in 34th place. Tough break for all of them. And then the driver that's going to take the hardest hit here to start off the chase is going to be Bob Jones, one of 3 drivers retiring from the race, as he finished in the 41st position. I still don't know what happened to Pichu London. That's kind of a mystery one right there, unless he got involved with somebody on pit road or something. But he retired out of the race along with Bob Jones and Dylan Schwallenberg. But Jake Cole comes away with the victory here tonight at Atlanta. His first win of the season, and a great win for a guy who comes in 40th in the point standings as well. Talk about really needing a win. He needed it, and he got it. Great victory tonight for Jake Cole. But hope you guys enjoyed this evening's event. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We'll see you guys next week as our Chase Race number 2 weekend comes from the road course of Watkins Glen. So that's going to be a wild one and possibly a shaker-upper as far as the points are concerned as well. Hope you'll tune in for that. We will see you guys next time. And here comes your official finish results, overall points, rookie points, and chase points heading into next week's event. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.